Joe, my name's Nev. It's good to meet you, bro.
Good to meet you, man. Thanks for taking the time.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Of course, you're coming down to Australia to play Froth and Fury, another show as well, I believe. Man, that's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I've wanted to get down to Australia for like we've had bands from Australia coming up this way to Taiwan for a long time, and it's always been like an awesome time getting to meet those guys, play with those guys, and we always talk about getting to come down to Australia, and it's like it's a long way away, like to get from Taiwan to there, and
Yes.
it's
Yes.
a lot of time, it's a lot of it's a lot of do re mi to get down there, and then finally, the stars aligned, and Jason from Froth and Fury was nice enough to give us the invite, and we're just like it's 4 weeks away, and I'm just like I'm just dying. I'm dying just sitting here waiting to get down there and play.
Hey,
It's like yeah, yeah,
shout
can't
out to
wait.
Jason, eh? Northie.
Definite shout out, man. Like he's unbelievable the way he's been able to make this festival into something so huge, like thousands of people turning up. Like that's hard to
Yeah.
do. That's no mean thing to get thousands of people to show up in the same place at the same time. And he's bringing these huge international acts in. He's bringing all these huge Australian bands
Yeah.
together. Putting that all on one day is just this Herculean task. So, I mean, I don't know if he drinks on the day, but man, if anybody sees him out there, buy him a beer or two for sure.
I think he does. I think he does get a fair few
He
beers on the day, you know.
he deserves it. He deserves it.
Man, I tell you, especially where the festival is, you know, it's it's a massive achievement. And people
Yeah.
make the trip over there. I wish I was going this year. Like, but it's gonna be incredible. The lineup is amazing. I mean, you got like what Psychroptic, you guys, you know, that's the local stuff. Thy Art is Murder, international, what we got Fear Factory, even Pestilence are playing.
Yeah, it's crazy, eh?
Dude,
Yeah. Unbelievable.
yeah, it's unreal, man.
Unbelievable lineup. Yeah. Super stoked to get down there.
Who are you keen to see when you're not playing?
Definitely going to see Fear Factory. I've never been able, they were supposed to come out here to Taiwan like 15 years ago and it got canceled and I was just gutted and I just never had the chance to see
Mm.
them. So this will be like hopefully get to see them around backstage, shake their hand or something. But definitely see them play. Psychroptic for sure, like one of the best tech death bands ever from anywhere. So looking forward to seeing them. Brand of Sacrifice because they're some Canucks like me, so looking forward to seeing those guys. Um, a band I didn't know before, but I just checked them out just because of the name TESTEAGLES, which
Oh,
was which is an awesome name
yes.
just for starters. It's one of those things where you see the cover when you're walking by and you just pick it up just because of that, and they just happen to be awesome. It just works out. So I'm looking forward to seeing those guys, but just like up and down the bill, man, like can't miss. Like just I'll be roaming around. Like when we're not playing, I'll be running all over the place, stage to stage, checking out bands, talking to people. It's just the whole experience I'm looking forward to.
So, how long are you actually here for?
We are going to be there for all of about 3 days, I think. So we're coming there, we're playing the festival, we're
Mm.
playing another show which hasn't been announced yet, but it will be soon. So it's going to be two shows, like 3 days. Fly there, play one more, fly back. So it's going to be a quick hello goodbye, but no worries, man. We're used to it.
Man, man, I'm only new to you guys, but it's incredible. I love what you do.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I was really hoping you might have been jumping, making the jump over here to Queensland, but you know, that's a bit out of the
Next
way.
time, I hope. Next time, I hope the stars align. It's this is just going to be like dipping our toe in the waters for the first time, and hopefully people dig it and we can come back before too long. They've given us these year-long work visas for Australia, so they can't keep us out. We can come back again whenever we want, as long as people will have us. So hopefully next time, like some more dates, some more cities, and we can come and see you.
Yeah, man. That'd be unreal. Or next time I'll just plan better and I'll come see you. What are you drinking? Is that
Uh,
coffee or is that a
that's coffee. That's the only thing that keeps me upright in the middle of the app. It's 3:30 p.m. here. This is the time I either have another coffee or I have a nap. One or the
okay.
other.
Yes. I will be heading to Naptown very soon. It's been a long day. I'm still at
Naptown.
work.
Yeah, me. Well, technically, I work from home, so technically I'm always at work. But I can nap whenever. The good thing about working from home is I can nap whenever I want, or main or mainline a giant coffee whenever I please.
That's a massive coffee.
That is a
I
big, yeah. Like I'm like sober for 4 years, but I've basically just replaced one addiction
another.
with another slightly less bad addiction to black coffee.
So what do you do when you're not doing the metal? Like what's
When I'm not doing the metal, I'm doing the writing. I'm a freelance writer, so I work
oh,
on all
okay.
kinds of different. I was more of a journalist for a number of years, but I've kind of segued into creative projects, doing things like film work, doing some ghost writing for other people,
Oh
for
wow.
clients, helping them write their books. So currently, I'm working on two different film projects and three book projects that will all come out in the next 2 3 years. So that's I'm either screaming or I'm sitting here hunched over a desk. So the one end of the scale to the other.
That's me, but I'm on the other side. I'm down the other side of the country, just working in an office and screaming when I'm not doing this. So,
Excellent.
but of course, man, as I said, I'm new to you guys. Really
Hmm.
brutal, and the band combines, ancient traditional Buddhist sutras with
Yes, yes.
modern death metal, and there isn't anything quite like it, and I'm absolutely hooked. I've had you in the headphones the last week. Man, it's unreal. Like I guess you get asked this all the time, but where did it begin?
It began with actually our drummer Jack. I've been playing in bands with him for the better part of 20 years. Like this is our third band together. So like we've been friends for forever. We've been bandmates forever. And like when I first came out here, I came out here in 2005 from Canada. Joined my first band with Jack in 2006. It was just a old school death metal band.
Yeah.
And he wanted to turn that band already into what Dharma would become, but like he just couldn't convince the other guys that it was a good idea. Like he's like, well, I want to make a Buddhist death metal band, and the other guys were picturing kind of like an old ladies like kind of church choir type of vibe. Like they just weren't getting it. They were thinking, nah, it's not going to work. Those two things you can't put them together. Um, they let him do one song. We had one song on our first like demo that was kind of like what we're doing in Dharma now. And they said, that's it. That's all you get. And he let it slide. Like for the sake of band harmony, he let it slide. And then basically for the next like 15 years, he just kept trying to sell this idea to people, trying to tell people what he wanted to do. Like basically he tried to pitch it as like, I want to be like Nile, but instead of Egypt, Buddhism. Uh, that's the that's the elevator pitch. Eventually, myself and another guy who used to play in another band with Andy Lynn, who was our guitar player. They were in a band together called Demise. Jack and Andy sat down, did some demos together. We took those demos around to various Buddhist organizations and temples first, just to make sure if we did this, we weren't going to get run out of the country. Or
Mm.
wind up on the front page of tabloids for all the wrong reasons, saying we were blaspheming or if we were doing a disservice to the Buddhist faith and or spitting in the face of thousands of years of tradition. But oddly enough, when we took these demos to these elder statesmen and women of the faith here in Taiwan, they were into it. They liked it, which we were kind of floored by. It's not like we were expecting them to be against it because Buddhism generally is fairly open-minded. Um, people are welcome to change.
Mm.
They're welcome to new ideas. But yeah, we took it to them, and Jack actually like kind of gave them a crash course in death metal. He played them Cannibal Corpse, like in the temple. He played them Behemoth. He played them all these different kinds of extreme bands, and said because they didn't know what death metal was really.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
they had no grounding in it. So he kind of gave them like a PowerPoint presentation in death metal. He said, "Okay, this is what death metal is. This is what we want to do." And then he played them our demos, and yeah, they liked it. They said, "Yeah, go ahead, cool. You have our blessing, such as it is," and we just took off from there. Played our first show with Marduk of all bands. That was our very first show ever.
Wow.
So we had the satanic band and the Buddhist band side by side, and it's been going ever since.
So that's crazy because, but then again, like extreme metal seems to be changing at the moment. You know, eh, perceptions and things like that. Like you guys are part of that change, I guess. But I've spoken to a lot of different people in different, I guess, walks of life who, they've got different beliefs. It's not just about the Satan thing anymore. But, there's still people holding on to that, you know. But,
Oh yeah, definitely.
you know,
Yeah, yeah. There's always the true like TRVE cult KVLT people,
yeah,
and I love those guys, man. Like they're you need a little bit of everything to make the
yes.
scene work. You need those guys that hold on to the traditions and keep the olden ways alive. I mean, I'm from that generation. So you need that, but you also need people doing things new, and you need a little bit of push and pull and back and forth. I don't mind that. I don't mind people. I don't mind the exchange of ideas. That's what keeps it vibrant. That's what keeps it dynamic. That's what keeps it changing,
Mm,
evolving. You need people to ask those questions, but of course, you need to allow room for growth. You can't just do the same thing over and over and over and over again. People are going to get tired. People are going to get it's always in danger of growing stagnant. And I don't think we're reinventing the wheel musically at all, but definitely thematically, I would say we're part of something of a new movement within the scene. And I think it's not just the movement that is new, but it's also the fact that people are have been so open and accepting of what we do. I don't think 10 years ago it would have been the case either. I
no.
think
Yeah.
maybe people would have been like, you know what? No. You want to do this whole Buddhist metal thing. We're not really up for that. It's Satan or nothing. Like
That's a that's a bumper sticker somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
Satan or GTFO, Satan, that's we're not here for it. But I think also the fact that we started here in our home
Yeah.
stomping grounds in a place that's open-minded, so it let us kind of get some momentum going locally first. People here were very accepting of it, and I think that kind of bred acceptance elsewhere to a point where someone such as yourself down in Australia, thousands and thousands of kilometers away, can hear it. And maybe it plants a little seed in your mind. Okay, like people there are accepting of it.
Mm.
Maybe I can get into this too. Maybe this is something that's doable. I don't have all the answers as to why it's worked out, but I do think you're right. I think things are changing, and hopefully for the better.
I think so. When you've got people, who are, from Muslim backgrounds, Buddhists like yourself. I mean, there's always been the Christian metal thing that had its own
Yeah,
genre,
yeah.
but now it seems that there's a lot more acceptance, and world music seems to be creeping into metal as well. You've got, I don't know if you call them metal, but you've got bands like Wardruna and stuff like that, the Viking stuff that's more world
Oh yeah.
music. There's a change happening right now, and it's really really exciting. But are you seeing that over where you are as well? Like not just with you guys, but other bands in your scene?
In our scene, there's always been like kind of a melding of like the folk culture and the religious culture. I mean, there's a band here that we're contemporaries with and that we've come up with like through in playing in our various bands before Dharma, even called Flesh Juicer. And they've always kind of melded temple culture, local instrumentation.
Mm,
The singer wears a pig mask. He's actually kind of semi anonymous behind the mask. And the pig mask actually comes from it's called the Pigs of God Festival, which is a Taoist festival where it's kind of a brutal, controversial practice, but they fatten up these hogs for a
mm.
religious feast, and they swell up to just this gargantuan size. And Flesh Juicer has adopted that into both their aesthetic, and they've adopted the kind of temple music into their sound as well. So that's one example. Phonic, of course, easily the most
Okay.
famous act of all time from this neck of the woods. They've always combined local history, Taiwanese identity, Taiwanese independence, and Taiwanese traditional music as well. So it's a long standing thing. Again, we're by no means the first, the second, or third, or even the fourth or fifth to do this. Lots of bands, we're standing on the shoulders of giants, as always. So it is something that we have seen a lot of here, and we're just hoping to come in and add to it.
And you converted to Buddhism as well a few years ago
I
with this band, right?
Yeah, yeah, I did. At first, I was not a Buddhist when I joined the band, and I wanted to make sure that was okay. Like I talked to Master Song, who was with us at first. She was the first nun in the band. She later had to leave due to some health problems that she was
Mm.
having. But I went to her and I said, "Look, like I'm not a Buddhist. Is it okay?" And she kind of set my mind at ease. She said, "It doesn't really matter. What matters most is what's in your heart. As long as your intentions are pure, it's okay." Because at that time, I still drank, I still partied, I was still doing all of that stuff. Uh, but later, she invited me to come and study with her at the temple that she was affiliated with. So I went and studied for about 4 months, learned, got my Buddhism 101, the basics of meditation. And I was looking for some changes in my life at that time. The drinking and the partying, it was about time for that to go by the wayside for me. I was getting up there in years, a lot of hard miles under the
Mm.
tires, and starting to take its toll. And I was looking for a positive change. So I found that Buddhism was a way for me to have a like just a better relationship with myself, with my own mind, um, and just to live a more peaceful existence. So I enjoyed that aspect of the philosophy. So I just at the end of those 4 months, she asked me if I wanted to formally convert to it. And I said yes. I said yes, I would like to. I want to not only for myself, but also I would not feel wholly comfortable up there reciting these thousands of years old sutras and mantras
Mm.
if it was something I did not genuinely practice in my own life. If it was not something that I actually believed in, I would feel like a complete and total fraud, and I would be. It would be completely disingenuous. Um, Not unlike if I was up there spewing satanic propaganda and not actually being a Satanist or Christian or it just would not do
No,
for me
yeah.
to be doing that. So I did, yeah, I converted. So I've been a Buddhist for a few years now, and it's been nothing but a quite literal blessing in both my musical life and in my personal life.
How have you found balancing the metal side of you with the Buddhist side of you? And I don't know. I guess it's kind of like nobody's perfect, but you try your best every day to be the best human you can be. And you giving up that partying lifestyle after so long would have been difficult for anyone. But was that a trial for a while?
it was, it was a big change. For a while, you kind of wonder who you are without the beer in your hand.
Yeah.
Like what am I? Who am I now that this is gone? It's no longer there. It's been replaced by a bottle of Evian or a giant coffee, as you saw before. Um, that was the most daunting part. As far as just not drinking or partying, I actually found that I didn't miss that at all. Once I knew what it was like to not be hungover on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning or a Monday morning or any morning, that was quite welcome. I found I was much happier, much more productive, and just all around, I would say a better person. But balancing the two sides, it is strange, because, at its heart, metal is rebellious. It
Yes.
is somewhat or very much so like self-destructive in a way. Like even just the concept of, like, we throw ourselves into the mosh pit and we bash into each other and we come out with injuries and we come out with a smile on our face because of it. You come out with a smile on your face and a bloody nose. And you're like, that was awesome. Like that's the best possible outcome of this entire endeavor. Um, so it is, and there's still, that part is it's not going to go away. It's not just going to disappear within me. It
Mm.
still very much exists.
Yeah.
That self-destructive person who is wants nothing more than wanton destruction of himself and the world around him. And it's not that I try to subdue that or ignore it. I know it's there. What I do try is find some sort of balance between that guy and the guy who does not want to hurt himself, the guy who does not want to do damage to his mind, body, and soul anymore. And it's a balance between the guy who has spent a lot of his time looking for death and the guy on the other side of 40 who is now looking towards life.
Mm.
The guy who wants to stay around, the guy who is looking towards preservation, longevity, the guy who is looking away from projecting an image and a message of negativity and more towards one of positivity and helping people. That's my ultimate sort of lofty goal uh, for this because I know what music did for me. I know what Buddhism did for me, and I know it's not for everybody, and it shouldn't be. But I know what it's done for me. So if anybody wants to listen, if anybody's going to get that out of it, that's what I'm here for now.
Have you thought of maybe doing your own podcast talking about this and how maybe that could help other people?
Honestly, that hasn't crossed my mind,
I would find it interesting,
but
you know.
you know, if I just wasn't so lazy, I could probably do that. Um, I've got a lot of irons in the fire, but
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
if I could find the time and the motivation, and if there were other people out there, such as yourself, you're very kind to say you would be interested in something like that. I think that would be cool. I mean, like just to talk to people from like I would love to talk to people like from all different backgrounds, all different beliefs. Get the Satanists on there, get the atheists on there, get the Christians, the Muslims, the Jews, everyone. I would love
Man,
to talk to everyone about their relationship between, the juxtaposition between their faith, their beliefs, their philosophy, and metal. I don't know that I'm quite intelligent enough to guide that conversation, but I could try. I could give it a shot and
man,
see
you've
how it goes.
you've just spent like 20 minutes or something with me just babbling on after a day of work. But you're doing great, man. I think
Thank you. Too
I
kind, too
I don't
kind.
know, man. I don't know. There's something there. Something to consider. I know you say I'm a bit lazy, but I think there's something there, and it would be an interesting conversation with people from different walks of life. When you've definitely had an interesting story, man. Your story is crazy. Like I don't know anyone who's moved to a country that they're not originated from, just on a whim, and then start a band over there, you know, convert to Buddhism. Like it's crazy, man. It's such a great story. I think you could find that connection with other people. But one thing, I think we're going to run out of time. How long we got? Are you in a rush?
No, not at all.
Still got a minute? I was just going to
Oh yeah,
say because you've had people from all around the world, like big publications and TV, interested in the story of the band. How have you found that has helped you and your own personal journey? Not just you, but the other guys in the band as well.
it's been like it's strange again because I spent the better part of 20 years doing this relatively anonymously. Like, you're doing it purely because you love it. We like with the other bands, we got to tour around a little, and you're making some headway here and there, but there was nothing like the attention that we're getting now, where we're like the LA Times wants to do a story on us, and newspapers from France and Finland and Germany. I mean, where we got into the actual physical pages of Metal Hammer, which I never would have believed, ever in my lifetime would happen.
So cool.
But it's validating more than anything. Like you never let this sort of thing go to your head, because there will come a day when the hype dies down. That's just inevitable. That's just the way this thing works. We're very happy for the attention. Like anybody, if it's a kid with a blog that's got two readers that are both blood relatives of his, we'll talk to him. If it's Metal Hammer, we'll talk to them. Anybody who wants to talk about our music is interested. We'll talk. We'll talk to them as long as they want to talk to us. I mean, you just gotta use this as an exercise in humility, number one, and gratitude for the people that got you there, because this has all happened because people like yourself, people with blogs and YouTube channels and their own like independent publications, they help spread the word for us, to all these different corners of the globe, where we're now getting to go and actually perform. Like it's insane to me. Like I'm like I say, I'm on the wrong side of 40, and all these things are just happening to me now. Um, it's an age when most people are either by choice or by necessity
Mm.
having to walk away, having to say, you know what, gave it a shot, did my best, time to move on. Thing is, I can't move on. I just can't. Like I enjoy this. I,
Yes.
I I just enjoy this way way too much. Like I'll go, this when this goes away, I'll probably start another band. At 45, I'll probably be the guy starting a sludge band or a punk band or whatever, just to get up there again, just to exercise whatever is going on up here, out there in front of 5, 10 people, you know, friends, just because I love it. I mean, that's it. That's all this is. I mean, this is just it's all a bonus at this point, and it's just all love, man. Like we're feeling the love, and we just want to give it right back to all the people out there that have helped us get there.
Man, I tell you what, that's exactly. See, I don't know how old you said you're just over 40. Let me.
I turned 42 last month.
Okay, because I'm 43 in a couple of in a few weeks. So,
Okay,
and
we're
I'm
the same.
fine. Exact same thing, man. Like I cannot stop performing and doing it because it makes me happy. So hearing you
Yeah,
say it. And people go, because I've known, like you, known a lot of people throughout the years that they just pack it in. The
yeah,
guitar or, goes into the PA, goes into the garage and just collects dust. I can't,
yeah.
I can't stop, bro. Like I've got this plan where if I get to that point where I can't scream anymore, I'm gonna go into lounge music and just do
Yes,
Cannibal Corpse covers, Rich or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm just riffing. But I just gotta keep performing like you, man. You just gotta keep doing it.
You can't get then you can never give. Like I know guys like good friends of mine, like they gave it up, and to me, there's just nothing. It's just the biggest tragedy to me because they were good at it, they loved it. I can understand when people walk away, like they got obligations. Like we
Yes.
get to our age, people got kids and families, and all of a sudden, you know, losing money to travel and to go play somewhere, it's just it's not the top priority anymore. So they're doing it for the right reasons.
Mm.
But there's so many ways that you could keep doing it. Like you can record at home, you can still play local shows. You take the bus down to the venue, play. You can be home in time to tuck the kids in. But yeah, I mean, you and me, guys like you and me, man, we're the lifers. We're the
Lifers,
lifers.
that's it, man. That's it.
We're in it. We're in it until the wheels come off.
Yeah, off the wheelchair when I'm 90. You know.
Yeah,
But man, Zoom's gonna boot us off in a few minutes, but I just had a couple of more questions if you're cool with that.
sure. Oh
Of
yeah,
course, man, 3,000 Realms in a Single Thought Moment. That came out in 2022, I believe. Was that
sounds
right?
right. Yeah, I think so.
Now then. So are you guys writing more tunes? Where you at there?
Yeah, we've got some new songs demoed at the time at right now. Hoping to record next year. Like we're gonna come down for Froth and Fury for the other show in Australia in November. Got a couple of things maybe in the works for December. We're not quite sure yet. That'll get us out of Taiwan again, but still confirming, and then hopefully hop right into recording. See who might want to put that out. If not, we'll just keep doing what we're doing, put it out ourselves, and keep this thing rolling, man. Get back on the road, play wherever and wherever we can, and just keep spreading the word. Just going out there, meeting everybody, playing for everybody, and just enjoying it, man. Just enjoying the ride.
Vinyl releases? Is there any
Want to?
plans for that?
Yes, yeah. We did like we've done CDs, we've got tapes. Vinyl is the only thing that we have not done yet. But yeah, definitely. I think definitely for the next album, whether we put it out or somebody else puts it out, vinyl will be a priority. You can't see it here behind me. I got the whole shelf
Yeah,
full of.
that's it. Yeah, that's nice.
I got I got vinyl there. I got cassettes. I got the CDs back there, man. Like I'm a big. Again, I'm
Physical.
from that generation. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm a physical media guy, tactile. I was listening to vinyl before I came on here with you as I clacked away on my keyboard. So yeah, I love the physical stuff. So hopefully we can get out some vinyls for people for the
That's I
aficionados.
I caught the bug a couple of years ago for my 40th when someone bought me a turntable. And now it's become quite the addiction.
It becomes an obsession. It becomes a
Yes.
massive
Yeah,
obsession.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and your Discogs just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then
Yeah,
yeah, your wife's like, "Well, that was only that big. Few now it's like, don't worry about it." But
I have to keep everything confined to this room. So that's I'm trying to find ways to just kind of stack basically I'm just going to wind up where like the space of this chair is all I've got left. And I'm just
you just
talking to you from between multiple racks of shelves and I can just kind of back out the door when I need to get out.
maybe they need to
Or I'll
make
just
roof, for the roof, and you just
I was thinking about that. We get earthquakes here. Like
oh
I'm not saying I don't want to die buried in vinyl. Like that's definitely an option, but maybe not soon. Maybe not so soon. So
no, no, no,
that'll be plan B. Plan
okay.
B. Once I really run out of space, I'll start looking to the danger zone up there.
You'd always wear a helmet, you know, but
Oh,
that's
dude. Okay. Okay.
I'm
There you
full of
go.
dumb
Problem
ideas,
solved.
man. Yeah,
Problem
see,
solved.
problem solved. Don't listen to me. I'm full of
No,
bad
dude.
ideas. Very
Seed
bad
seed
ideas.
planted. Seed planted.
Don't listen to
Too
me.
late. It's too
Please
late.
don't do it.
Too late. It's gonna happen.
Man, but of course, I got 3 minutes, and I just want to know what's 2025 and beyond looking like for you, personally and
20
for the band. I know you kind of touched on it,
20
man.
2025. Yeah, like hopefully get into the studio, record album number three. If not album, then EP. It's kind of undecided at this point,
Mm.
but we'll definitely recording. And yeah, we will have some touring going on. TBA to be announced. Hopefully after this first Australia experience, we'll be able to, like I say, take advantage of those work visas and get back down there again
Yeah,
and
that's
play some more cities. Can't can't wait to get down there for the first time. I'm already looking ahead to the
right.
second time.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. No, 4 weeks. Was it now?
Yeah, 4 weeks.
4 weeks
I think
from
it's like
now.
4 weeks to today, basically, that we head out and get down there. Yeah,
Is it the
coming
ninth
up
there
quick.
or the 10th?
It is the 9th in Adelaide, and then it'll be the 10th somewhere else.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It'll be announced next, the Nebulous somewhere else. It'll be announced next week.
But are
I'm
you
not
a
sure when
couple
this will
hours
come out.
behind me now?
It is. Yeah, we started at 3:30 my
Okay.
time. So I think I'm two
All right.
hours behind you.
You're not a.
Yeah,
Okay. That's right. Oh, well, man. Hey, it's been really cool hanging out with you. We're going to have all the links down here and on the website. Brother, thanks for hanging out. It's been cool.
it's been my pleasure, man. Thanks a lot for taking the time. I appreciate you.